to finish up this second round coverage of the Bottle Lake Open, brought to you guys by the PDGA as well as Idio Sports. With you today, I'm Luke Humphries, joined in the booth by Tall Paul Oman. How we doing, Tall?
I'm feeling great. Loving this New Zealand vibe down here. And loving this Bottle Lake course. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of birdies to be had. Levi Stout finding a lot of them with no bogeys on that front nine. 5 under par, clean. That's what you want.
Playing some consistent golf.
Indeed. There's your leaderboard right there. He's actually got a brother now who's jumped up onto that leaderboard. Levi Stout and Ethan Stout. Two bros. Playing a little A-tier top 10 at the moment. Headed into the easiest hole on the course. 253, turnover putter, forehand approach disc. A lot of ways to skin this cat.
Is that an opinion or is that an actual stat?
That is a stat, playing over a third of a stroke under par.
Beautiful.
And I threw it into the ground.
I guess this is one of the holes that really doesn't have any OB in the woods here.
Right. Pretty open line for this course as well. We get much tighter than this. This is 15 to 20 feet. Not the 6 feet that we see sometimes. That is understable Takapoo from Mr. Stout. Didn't need the kick, but making it even better.
Loving it.
Francis playing some good golf thus far. Two-way player. He's got the forehand and the backhand.
That looked too easy.
He makes it look easy, man. Very nonchalant in his form, which is something I like, personally. This man's got a great forehand as well. Luke, a little more local than anybody else on the card. This one a little long.
Juiced it, got the flare skip, might have brought him back a little bit. He'll have a look.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in the crowd cheering for Luke. It was the local feel.
Of course.
Felt like he was the local guy.
Who doesn't want to see their local homie strive on the course?
This one's about 32, just inside. That's just high.
A little high, but committed. I like it.
Yeah. I felt like a good putt. I couldn't figure out exactly why I missed that one. Nice direct spin putt there from Luke. Going a little long, but still carding the bird. Francis cleaning up from about 15. Got a nice free-flowing putter stroke. Brings it from down low to flat very nicely. Levi, just the easy birdie, so I'm getting left out of that one. Easiest hole on the course.
Yeah, I see why this is the easiest hole on the course here. These guys are making light work of it.
Mm-hmm.
This one, however.
Oh, boy.
277, par 3. You might think it's the easiest hole on the course because it's short, but tight little window here. OB on the left and the brambles. Just looking to stay clean.
Oh, just inside. That had pushed straight for another few feet. That had made it. It's definitely a forehand, though. I like seeing Levi switch up from the putter. That tree with the blue sign under it is just too close.
Ooh, a little pulled from Francis here, but he gets the right kick instead of the left.
Yeah, gets
Keeping
away
him
with
in the middle.
it.
Definitely.
That OB line in the blackberry bushes there on the left of this. This is a missed gap completely from Luke.
He finds that airspace in the middle there.
Gets a flat straight skip too. Everything worked out just right. Sitting nice for a bird.
Off the tee, that middle airspace is kind of calling for it. But this is the intended gap.
Man, just tight.
That whole hallway is tight.
Yeah, I told myself not to fall in love with getting the disc left or right, but just throw that straight shot. It always ends up okay.
Yeah.
Little long on the approach there from Francis, so he'll have 20 feet, 24 feet coming back.
There's a lot of trees in the way here if you hit early, so...
Man, I've got these 2 twigs just sticking out in my way. I think if I got that thing basket high that I might risk hitting one of them, so it's the last thing I want to do, but I go ahead and lay that one up. Levi looks like he's going to try and give this one a floaty bid. And connects with that limb that ultimately changed my shot.
I gotta think this kid's not getting greedy from back there. He just wants to be under the basket right now. Yeah, that's the unwanted bogey.
You could be right. You could be right. It felt like he wouldn't have used the height that he did if he wouldn't try and just run something for the fans, which I do it too.
I think this kid has watched Corey win 2 of the events that he wanted to win, and this one he wants bad.
It feels like it.
Yeah. He's playing some great golf. He knows he can do it. I mean, this putt, look how clean that is.
It's nice, man. It's nice. Feels like it's going in, no matter where he's at. And now, just for an easy bird there, you better be smiling. He's hiding it. He's smiling on the inside. Par for me and Francis, birdie for Luke, bogey for Levi, unfortunately. 235, man. That's it. But again, you're tested.
Absolutely. Tight as can be.
What do you think this gap is? 4 feet?
Oh my gosh, I don't
3
think
and
I
a
can
half.
lay down in between those 2 trees.
You're not laying down for sure. Half of you, maybe not even laying down.
I saw a 4-hand play on this today as well on my chase card, and
Yeah. I could see it. It'll take something that flips up with like a light throw because it's not a full shot.
it broke my brain. Just got to make that gap.
Oh, you might see another forehand here. It's either backhand A5 or forehand A3. This is my understable A3, so I'm just looking to get this one to flip up a little bit. And I threw it high down the gap, but
You get all the distance.
yeah, pin high, 24
Wow.
feet.
Good on you, mate. Needed to see that work just to know that it was possible.
It is. It is.
Here's that mid.
Man, yeah, the one that he doesn't miss with.
You were right. All right, there I'm thinking, I'm asking myself, why is he throwing the mid here? He can get there with the Takapoo.
100%.
He might have been trying to ring one up for the fans there.
Could have been. I also feel like the mid is more or less stable than the putters. He can
Gotcha.
get a quicker flip with that mid than he can those Takapoos.
Bit of a low ceiling too, but
Yeah. Not a bad forehand from Francis. Gets himself to circle's edge to save that par after hitting first available. Dude, great looking bid from a knee from Luke.
if he was standing straight up, that's going in.
Yeah, 100%. Dude, banging.
I love that.
He's made some huge par saves this round.
I want to see this in slow-mo.
And back-to-back holes, he's hit nearly first available and then got himself up there and drained a big putt. Keep that momentum going.
Yeah, he just really follows the pole as he's bringing his hand up. He's got a great release up high.
Yep. A lot of things to learn from that one. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure Levi's going to bang his putt.
Well, there's no reason for you to not bang your putt,
Agreed.
Levi or not. That's
is-
in the wheelhouse.
I'm not looking at the scores at this point. It just feels like Levi's playing better than I am.
I think that's because he is.
Yeah. Could be right.
There it is.
Yeah.
Birdie for Levi.
2 strokes better. In fact,
I don't even think you mentioned on the last hole. You got one on him.
Yeah. Yeah, big thanks to all our sponsors. Been a huge part of getting us over here to New Zealand. Headed into the 13th, par 3, 282. You want to throw it hard enough to get it over that little berm, but that OB comes up quick, man.
Yeah, there's like a berm and then a drop and then another little berm and then it drops down into the green area.
And I just fell in love with the line drive. I threw this A3. It's understable, worked great, but in practice went long OB.
Yeah?
So in the back of my mind, I'm just like, don't crush it.
I know you know the shape of that shot with that forehand. I like that play on this one.
There's a lot of space over there. Going back to the Magma Kotoku. A little short.
Even a little short,
and
yeah.
it's a tough putt to run from there,
Right.
man.
See, those last two trees, this forehand play really kind of takes those out of the equation.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Luke, not sure what he's throwing, but when I throw my understable A3, he throws that disc there, so it's got a bit of flip to it. This is what you want right here. Over that hill.
Oh, man.
Landing soft.
Looks like he caught that little second berm and just checked up on it.
It's perfect, man. Crowd went wild for that one. Beautiful approach from Luke.
Yeah, can't get carried away with that one.
No, it's
That
dicey, man. Can't touch the ground. It'll stop.
Soft bid? Layup.
No, layup. It was a
Okay.
layup. Full layup. It did get past pin high on accident.
Yeah, you're sitting up high, that low ceiling. It's tough to run. Levi's not afraid, but
It looks so good.
Yeah.
He wanted it.
absolutely.
Watching people smile and have fun on a disc golf course, it's a good time. I mean, it's a competition. We're all trying to do our best. A lot of people get too focused on what they're doing and start to have a bad time. And being with these kids, watching them smile and throw shots that make them happy, brings me back to why I play.
Yeah, they're stoked. They're on lead card and getting some coverage.
Yep.
Par 3, 312. This one, I think we talked about it yesterday. You were loving the forehand. I think it sets up nice for a backhand turnover.
All four of you guys threw backhand after I said it was a forehand yesterday. Man, that was the proper shape right there.
Yeah,
Just a little high.
absolutely. Just getting that nose up just a bit. It's drifting up to the limbs there. Nowhere to go up there. Look at this.
I'm going D3, trying to squeak it over that hill there.
Playing it wide. Catching a late one.
Yeah, I think that could have been real close. If not,
I think you're right. Yeah, kind of had an angle to it. It was going to come back. He threw backhand yesterday.
Yeah, he did. And he got the bird yesterday.
He did. Wonder what made him change up here.
Probably a couple good-looking forehands before him.
He was just trying to show off for you.
This man's got the forehand for the job. See if he can hit the line. Yeah, gets the hover skip and then a little ramp job.
And he went a little tighter, too.
Yeah, he did. Lower, too. Hard to trust the ground out here.
This is a touchy up shot.
Man, it's fading too quick, and there's OB over there.
Oh, did he cut it off? Oh, yeah.
It continues along that laid down wood, so he is
Gotcha.
OB, unfortunately. So he'll be putting for his bogey.
Oh, Francis.
It
Not
looked good.
afraid.
It looked good. Luke and I right about the same distance. About 28 feet.
There it is.
His putt's coming to life right here on the back nine.
Usher that thing to its seat.
Yeah. You can tell when people start getting confident with the putter, it starts coming out hotter.
Yeah.
So I got a little forced straddle here. Bit of a low ceiling.
Ultimate focus. Gotta have the bird.
Yeah.
Look at that. We're tied up.
Yeah.
Levi's sitting out of bounds here,
Yeah. This is a putt for bogey.
so. All right.
Little switch up at the top.
Interesting.
Back where we started. I've got a one-stroke lead.
So you're not playing that bad after all.
Well, it's not the 11 down, 10 down that Levi and I shot yesterday, but
Going into this one,
woo,
you know you got some work to do off the tee.
man,
As you say, the Twizzler in the middle.
it is
And then
the
it's
one to miss.
it's thick, friend, down the pull and peel a little further down the way.
I mean, this little guy in the middle defines the shot shape. I'm going with that A3, just missing it, but catching a bad kick in some ground play, so I find myself out of bounds over there. Dude, it's a terrible spot to be, too.
You move the spectators and everything.
Yeah. Look at this.
Whoa.
Just a laser beam.
So flat. That's what you want here. You don't want a lot of left to right. Just fire that thing at one of those trees and miss it.
Man, it looked good. That was headed right at the bucket. It's only 380. And I like the way this guy plays. Dude, if it hadn't have nicked that,
he was going.
it was like going at
distance.
the bucket. All right, this is an Athena here from Mr. Stout. And for the second day in a row.
He's still smiling though.
Yeah. He peers it. I mean, so I'm going to say he peers it. He threw it down the middle of a 10-foot wide gap. There just happens to be a 2-inch tree there.
You better make the adjustment tomorrow. Oh, funky stance for him.
Yeah.
Pulling through a little late and catching a tree kick. Still a lot of work to do.
Yeah. And he gets probably 80 feet before it kicks down again, so he's still up. He's getting his money's worth here on 15.
That's a good angle.
Dude, it was a great shot from where he was at. Takes the kick to the left, but inside the circle.
Yeah, some tight guardian trees there
Yeah.
at the end of the flight.
That'll be a bogey putt, too. That happens fast, man. A little hot from Luke, but the perfect shape. Leaving him 20 feet for the bird. All right, dude. My option was to jump putt at these trees and hope that I made it through. It was a terrible jump putt. It was awful, y'all. Sorry about that.
Oh, my.
Look at where Francis landed. So this is an eagle bid. He's just going to float one over there.
Come on. I like it. What a great drive there.
All right, now to save my par.
Uh-oh.
Needed it.
And that thing gets hot, too. It's... Don't miss. You get a little slow-mo.
A little wobble there.
Beautiful.
Now Levi for the bogue. Easy work.
Nice
I mean, dude, to take a bogey on a hole that you just... He laced that backhand.
Right, but I mean, you went out of bounds.
Yeah.
Cleaned up the par.
Yeah. I just don't like seeing people penalized like that for throwing what, in all intents and purposes, was a perfect shot. We'll see if that tree's here next time we come back.
If it keeps taking hits like that, probably not.
All right, hole 16, double mando. It's not as tight as the trees that define the gap, but it is a double mando, and there is OB long as well. If you commit to your line and just get a little hot.
I mentioned this earlier. A lot of the gaps that we're messing with before this in the trees in the wooded part of the course, a lot of the gaps are right there in front of you. And this one is about 120 feet away from you. So it's just a little bit of a change up.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Dude, that thing hits the back of the mando, hits off the tree, comes back, but makes the mando, obviously, just nearly comes back into it.
I love these mandos they've constructed. It just gives this hole a vibe. You're about to enter into a tree fort or something.
Yeah. A little bit of wind, too, on this tee shot. Just makes everything a little trickier. Going with that A5 to the moon, Alice.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. Puts me inside circle one. Wasn't my best attempt, but it was straight-ish.
The long putt, looking at that OB, that's pretty tight behind the basket.
Still hasn't missed one with this disc.
And we see why.
And still hasn't missed one.
Just so comfortable.
Tapping it in. Francis and Luke, they've got their work cut out for them. Pretty tricky up and downs coming.
What a move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could have thrown it a little harder.
Yeah.
Because he's still about circle's edge.
Good shape, though. Francis even more tucked in there on that left side. Not as good of an angle to work with.
No. Rolls offline. Now he's got this 55-footer for his par. He's been a genius on these par saves all day. See if he's got one more in him.
I gotta imagine there's a line there.
Just a little low. Luke also putting well. Look at that, dude. Look at that quick pickup.
He already knew.
I think it was the quickest pickup I've ever seen, and I've played quite a few rounds with Michael Joe.
I love it.
Yeah, let's get this replay. Okay. Nose up, floater. Knew it was in the second he threw it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Time to get some
high.
birdies.
High play is really nice, though, in these baskets. You don't see many of those, like, iron chain just spit backs that you see on other baskets.
Facts.
The slide on the top of these things works really well. Cushions the disc. And that'll be birdies for Levi and I. Luke grabbing that par, and Francis unfortunately taking that bogey. Headed into 17. Is it the most wide open hole on the course?
Yeah, I think. Absolute for the par 3.
Yeah.
Just can't go too far here. Those eucalyptus trees looming over the basket.
It's a tricky spot. Best played short, honestly, to guarantee yourself a putt. And I was confident there was a headwind right here. My disc flew like there was no wind.
Nothing. Yeah.
Not a breath.
Did you like the height on the disc?
I threw it the way I wanted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Saw a lot of guys like kind of using that ground and
Yeah. I did that
running it up to
yesterday
it.
and got so much ground. Too much ground.
This is good pace right
Bro,
here.
This is how you do it.
Is that Tara ET again?
I believe so. Indeed it was. This is an interesting play here. I know he's maybe more powerful with his forehand, so could be the reason he's going with it.
Left. Yeah, that's a tough play for that hole.
Man,
that low ceiling on the left side right off the
Yeah.
tee.
Francis saw the way his buddy did it just a second ago. Looks like going with a PD. And ladies and gentlemen, that's how you do it.
Man, just the pace on those two
Yeah.
shots from Levi and Francis were just
Yeah.
perfect. You push it any further into those bushes and you're just done.
Yep. It's a pretty standard up shot here. And man, that is what you cannot do. He's on the other side of the tree now. He's got almost no putt back. Similar to this look here.
Not making any friends with the cameramen either.
Oh, this is terrible. I'm like, don't get too tricky and bogey this. So I just
Yeah.
take the par. Talking to my boy Magnus.
Nice.
Dude, he's a great caddy.
Is he playing?
Yeah. And he's playing MA1 this week, actually.
Awesome. Oh,
After
looking
taking
like
down J15.
Really? Looked like Luke had a little window there he wanted to work with.
It wasn't much.
Yeah.
Levi putting out of the tree. That's like a Matty O putt there. You know, you got to throw it from your chest. Unfortunate bogey. Just a loose upshot there. Cost him a stroke. And a tap in for Francis. That's the way you do it right there. Par for me and one hole to play.
And it's a doozy.
The double island, hole 18. Players trying to get past this road right here to get into the first island. First island ends right here. And then this thing is surrounded in OB flags.
So many flags.
Lots of flags.
Everywhere.
And it felt like it was getting windier and windier.
Absolutely.
This is one of the windiest parts of our round right here. Shortly after it finished, the rains came.
Punch this thing flat.
This needs to go a little bit.
Oh, finds the shrubbery.
Just slightly tight from Levi, who's headed to a great spot if it got around that bush. And this one too straight. I wonder if Francis just punched it straight because Levi was a little
Like,
inside
yeah.
with it.
He made a little adjustment. And like you said, that wind right here is coming straight at us.
Yeah, I'm
Just-
going stable D2. Disc I haven't thrown yet in the round. Making sure I hit it hard.
Why not? Last hole.
I mean, the way that the wind was blowing, I had to throw something more stable than I'd been trusting.
That low on an angle skip, man, it scared me in my round. I flared over there, but you're in a great position.
Luke dropping a good looking shot as well, skirting around that bush,
Yep.
wide open.
Yeah, whatever he wants from there. Forehand, backhand. Dealer's choice.
This is a smart play from Levi. And we saw people go for the green yesterday.
You know what? I don't think it is that smart. I'm just going to back you up there. If Levi throws that out of bounds, he can go straight to the drop zone. Right up by the basket. Now he's got another tricky little upshot. I mean, he is conceding maybe a bogey, but there's kind of a play here that I heard
Interesting.
swirling around.
Yeah.
And
similar to the play on the par 4 that I went OB. And
so right here, he's thrown his second shot. He's taken the stroke, and now he's going to have that drop zone putt for 4.
Interesting.
He can lay up, take a 5 if he wants,
Yeah.
give it a bid.
Francis, nothing doing over there, so he's got to pitch out similar to Levi.
Oh, I do not like the height on that.
I didn't either, man.
But it lands so soft. Oh, my goodness.
Nearly stays in bounds, and I am headed to the drop zone. You know, that thing acted like it had a right to left wind, and the banners in the background are left to right.
Mhm.
I've been thinking about that shot for like a few hours now.
This is what I like here.
You gotta keep it low, man.
Gun it at the ground with
Yep.
an angle. Get it to skip in that OB. Or the inbounds. My apologies.
Francis following Levi's
Yeah.
smoke trails. That's exactly how you do
That's
it.
textbook right there.
Yep. Pretty windy looking drop zone putt. Luke doesn't want anything. The other Luke throwing grass. It's whipping. So it's left to right. So I think if I put it on hyzer, throw it a little bit high, it'll drop. And the first thing it did was lift 4 feet. Kind of confusing win now. 2 shots in a row for me.
Yeah, and with you just regaining that lead on the last couple of holes, you do not want to see this.
No, now it's happening fast. And that little abbreviated only a meter into the inbounds kind of keeps me from extending at the basket. And double bogey just like that, man. And Levi tapping in that bird. Excuse me, par.
Yeah, he had that little pitch out.
Ooh. I've given him so many strokes it felt like a bird.
He didn't need to play the play I was talking about with the drop zone, but I think if it's coming down to the wire, it's something you could use in
Yeah.
your favor.
Well, we might be seeing that play tomorrow then. There is your back 9.
Oh, my goodness.
Couple bogeys from Levi and that purple
That's all I can see.
thing on
Great back 9 going on.
Oh man, it's an easier back 9 than it is front 9, and nobody on the card really takes advantage of it. Got a little gusty on us, but there was tons of strokes out there for us to take, and we've got a tall person, a tall man, a tall Paul on the final card tomorrow for the 2nd tournament in a row.
Yeah, it seems familiar. I got to play a little more consistent golf, but happy to be back on the lead card. Looking forward to seeing Levi throw another round. Always love playing around with you and Francis on the card. I can't wait.
It's going to be fun. For Tall Paul Oman, I'm Luke Humphries. Been a pleasure watching GK Pro Disc Golf with you guys. We got final round coming up, so stay tuned, and we'll catch you there.